Hello, good evening, friends. Jai Hind. How are you all? I hope you had a very great Diwali break. और मैं जानता हूँ कि आप भी अपनी पढ़ाई बड़े अच्छे तरीके से कर रहे होंगे. जैसा कि हमने पिछले लेक्चर्स में बताया that we have already started our NDA course on the ICS app, ICS platform. जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, we have started this course from 23rd October. तो आप ये कोर्स ICS के प्लेटफॉर्म पे जाके खरीद सकते हैं और जिसकी कॉस्ट मात्र 3,000 रुपये हैं. किसी भी इशू के लिए अगर आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम होती है, कोई भी क्वेरी आपकी होती है, आप इस नंबर पे कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. जैसा मैंने बताया 702 0454. So today I'll be covering the topic preamble, and generally this is the topic of polity. And polity हम क्यों पढ़ते हैं? Why do we study polity? Because 8 to 10 questions on an average आपके NDA के क्वेश्चन पेपर में आते हैं. That can be related to constitution, आपका preamble, 5-year plans, लोकसभा, राज्यसभा, parliament, functioning, bills and all and what not. So I'll be teaching you the polity and I'll be giving you today the brief introduction of preamble. जैसे कि हम कोई भी बुक खोलते हैं, be it any textbook of NCERT, तो generally we see a preface. तो in the constitution, when you open the constitution, तो there is a page preface that is known as the preamble. preamble में वो सारी चीज़ें लिखी होती हैं जो जनरली कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में आपके सम्मिलित है, इंक्लूडेड है. एंड बीइंग फ्रॉम द आर्मी बैकग्राउंड, जब भी कोई देशभक्ति की, देश की बात होती है तो वी गेट गूज बम्स. चाहे वो नेशनल एंथम हो या देशभक्ति से रिलेटेड या देश से रिलेटेड कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ हो जिसमें हमारे देश की, इंडिया की, उसमें कोई ना कोई चीज़ इंक्लूडेड होती है. तो सबसे पहले इफ़ वी स्टार्ट रीडिंग द प्रियम्बल, अगर आप देखेंगे, इफ़ यू सी द लैंग्वेज, the Constitution of India preamble, we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice that can be social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expressions, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring that the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constitution, Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution. कितना सुंदर लिखा हुआ है. एंड आपने एक चीज़ नोट की होगी, हम रिपब्लिक डे 26 जनवरी को सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, बट हमारे प्रियम्बल में 26 डे ऑफ नवंबर लिखा हुआ है 1949. बिकॉज आप फिर से पढ़ेंगे, हेयर बाय अडोप्ट, इनैक्ट एंड गिव टू आवर सेल्व्स दिस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. जैसा कि आपने इतिहास में, हिस्ट्री में पढ़ा होगा, पॉलिटी में पढ़ा है कि 26 नवंबर 1949 को हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रेडी हो गया था, बट it was brought into service on 26th January. जैसा कि आप हिस्ट्री में पढ़ चुके हैं कि because to remember the day जब हमने पूर्ण स्वराज की मांग की थी on 1929-30. So I'll be starting from the next topic, from the next slide. Preamble. Generally, if you see, it explains the objectives in two forms. First, about the structure of the government and about the ideals to be achieved in independent India. And ये चीज़ें हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, प्रियम्बल के बारे में हम क्यों पढ़ रहे हैं, कहाँ से ये कंसेप्ट आया, कहाँ से ये हमने चीज़ें ली. एंड जनरली इफ़ यू अगेन गो बैक इनटू द हिस्ट्री, वी सी कि जनरली ये प्रियम्बल हमने USA से अडोप्ट किया है और उसमें हमने ये चीज़ें सारी पढ़ी हैं कि प्रियम्बल क्यों ज़रूरी है और क्यों हमने इसके बारे में पढ़ना ज़रूरी है. बिकॉज इन द UPSC, इन द NDA एग्ज़ाम, UPSC जो कंडक्ट करवाती है उसमें यू विल सी कोई भी एक स्टेटमेंट दे देंगे एंड दे कैन आस्क द मीनिंग, they can ask the structure, they can ask the basis. तो जनरली आपकी 2 to 3 स्टेटमेंट्स में आपको ऑप्शंस दिए होंगे एंड यू हैव टू चूज फ्रॉम दैट विच इज़ द राइट और रॉन्ग आंसर. सो यू हैव टू व्हेन एवर यू आर स्टडी पॉलिटी, तो आपको बड़े ध्यान से उन चीज़ों को देख के समझ के हर वर्ड बाय वर्ड पढ़ना होगा, सो दैट यू डो नॉट मिस ऑन एनी एस्पेक्ट एनी वर्ड. सो जैसा कि प्रियम्बल एक्सप्लेन हो चुका है, नाउ जो हमने प्रियम्बल में जो लिखा हुआ है, द फर्स्ट वर्ड इज सोवरेन. व्हाट इज सोवरेन? इट मीन्स दैट अ कंट्री इज नॉट डिपेंडेंट ऑन एनीवन. इट्स मीन्स एब्सोल्यूट इंडिपेंडेंस. A government that is not dependent, not controlled by any other authority, that can be internal or external. As you see, India got independence in 1947, but after that it has become the part of many of the organization, be it UN, be it Commonwealth organization. But उनकी policies हम अपने देश में इस तरह से पॉलिसी फॉर्मुलेट या हम अडॉप्ट नहीं करते हैं जिससे हमारी जो डेली की व्यवस्था है उसमें कोई दिक्कत आए. वी कैन फॉर्मुलेट आवर ओन पॉलिसीज, ओन फॉरेन पॉलिसीज, free to formulate its own foreign policies. As I mentioned, a country cannot have its own constitution without being sovereign. जब तक हम आज़ाद नहीं थे, till the time we were under British rule, जब तक हमारा कोई ऐसा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन नहीं था, ऐसे कोई कायदे कानून नहीं थे, वी वर नॉट इंडिपेंडेंट टू थिंक, टू बिहेव, टू एक्सप्रेस आवर थॉट्स. द मोमेंट वी गॉट इंडिपेंडेंस, जैसे ही हमारा कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बना, उसके बाद से वी आर इंडिपेंडेंट टू चूज आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड फॉर्मुलेट आवर एनी ऑफ द पॉलिसीज. द सेकेंड वर्ड इज सोशलिस्ट. What do you understand by the socialist? Generally, in the initial years, when the preamble was formulated in the 1950, this word was not there. And after the incorporation of the 42nd Amendment in 1976, it was included in the preamble. Although iska meaning, jaisa ki you can see on the slides also, was not there in the preamble, but after incorporation in 1976, after the 42nd Amendment, it was incorporated, it was included in the preamble. The word socialism has been used in the context of economic planning. Ab generally, there are countries which are socialist, which are communist, but generally the India is a socialist country in which we take care of the businessman capitalism also, and there are many things which are government controlled, so that power is not in the hands of a few people. That's why this article, so this word was incorporated. It also means commitment to attain ideals like removal of inequalities, that of provision of minimum basic necessities to all, equal pay for equal work, equal opportunities, so that there is no discrimination. That's why this word was included in the preamble in 1976. The next is secularism. Again, it was also incorporated in the 1976 after the 42nd Amendment. But the Supreme Court of India in 1974, already 2 years before actual incorporation, they has already started saying that India is a secular state. So it's a big thing that the Supreme Court, the supreme authority of justice, has already accepted this thing and they have incorporated in their system. After the finalization in the 1976, it was incorporated in the preamble and there was the amendment. The third thing, if I talk about the secularism, the India is neither religious nor irreligious or anti-religious. Every individual is free to choose any religion he or she belongs to, because India is a very friendly, very flexible country in that sense, because they can not discriminate any individual or any group in particular matter on the basis of religion, caste, creed or sex, because India respects all the religions and all the people, all the groups are independent to choose any religion. They can convert, they can practice any religion from which they believe, in which they believe. The next word, the next topic is the democratic. Generally, it's a doctrine of popular sovereignty. because of the possession of the supreme power by the people. If you see the actual dictionary meaning of the democratic, it's generally known as the government of the people, by the people, for the people. Effectively, this means that the government is elected by the people. It is responsible and accountable to the people, because generally in a democratic country, elections are being held, representatives are being selected, and on the basis of that, those representatives, they take decisions on behalf of the general population. India is a very vast country with so much population, so much religious and ethnicity, diversity. So it's very difficult that we ask opinions from each and every individual. That's why there are elections and people choose their representative, and on behalf of those people, persons, they take the decisions which are for the welfare of the people. And they are accountable to the government also, to the constitution also, and to the people also. So that's why every time, every 5 years, elections are being held. And generally, there are two types of elections or democracy. If I tell about democracy, that can be direct and indirect. Indirect democracy, generally, like in the case of Switzerland, they ask the opinion, they ask the decision from each and every individual. But in a country like India, like I already mentioned, we choose representative, and they inform and they behave, and they are the people who sit in the parliament, they sit in the assemblies, and who take decisions for the welfare of the country. So next topic which I am going to cover today is the republic. What is republic? Republic means when the head of the state is the president, who is indirectly or directly elected, and he is not a hereditary ruler, as in a case of the British monarch. There are many countries, countries like I already mentioned, Britain. वहाँ पे republic नहीं है. UK is not a republic country, because the head of the state, who is a king or queen, it is hereditary. That is not elected. The moment we say any country republic, there should be three things which should come to your mind. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning, the UPSC generally asks questions on practical things. अब जैसे republic का I am telling you, three things which should come to your mind whenever you see the topic question republic. It can be if the head of the state is elected or not. If it's a elected head of the state, then it comes under republic. Second thing, if the popular sovereignty is there. Third, if the public office is accessible, is open to the population. If these three things are there, then a country can be called a republic. Generally, then there are two things which you have to take care of the things. Absence of privileged class. Generally, if we have gone through the secularism, socialism, and democracy, in this we should be concerned about that no particular class or section or group of people are given any privileged rights. There should be absence of, nobody should be given those rights which are privileged, which are apart from the constitution, or which are not applicable to all. So generally, and these things should be open, public offices should be open, and they should be accessible to every citizen without any discrimination. So next in this slide is the values of preamble. If we talk about, we have gone through the preamble. In the preamble, we have seen the justice, fraternity, equality, and all the bullet points. Generally, justice is of three types, three forms. It can be social, it can be economical, and it can be political. In the social justice, equal treatment of all citizens without discrimination on the basis of caste, color, creed, sex, religion, and all. That comes under social justice. The second is economic. Generally, non-discrimination on the basis of economic factors. That can be wealth, income, and property. Everyone should have equal rights. In the political justice, all should have political rights accessible to the political offices. It promises to give people what they are entitled to in terms of basic rights to food, clothing, housing, and participation in the decision making. Decision making is very important because they are the people, they are the one who will choose their representative and whose votes matter, and living with dignity. Like I mentioned, there should not be discrimination on the basis of any caste, color, creed, sex, religion, and all. Liberty. It mentions about the liberty of thought, belief, expressions, faith. So generally they should have liberty, but as I mentioned in the constitution, liberty should be enjoyed with the limitations. With the limitations. Why? If a 16-year-old child is driving a motorcycle or any vehicle, he will enjoy it. But is he authorized? No. He should be 18 years old minimum and he should have a license. So he cannot say कि ये तो मेरी liberty है, मैं कुछ भी करूं. It's not like that. So he should follow all the rules and regulation, and in that particular limitations, he should enjoy the liberty. Now we comes to the equality. Equality again on the basis of nobody should be discriminated on the basis of again, because these things are mentioned so many times so that there is no discrimination, there is no favor given to any particular person or any class. All kind of inequality based on the concept of rulers, the ruled, or the basis of caste and gender were to be eliminated. कोई भी ऐसा प्रावधान नहीं होना चाहिए कि कि कोई भी अनटचेबिलिटी का, कोई भी इनइक्वालिटी का, कोई भी ऐसी चीज़ें हो रही हैं एंड उस पर कोई भी कुछ भी अपनी मनमर्जी से कर सकता है. These things have to be eliminated, and these things have been eliminated as part of the preamble and as part of the constitution also. And there are fundamental rights. अगर fundamental rights का कोई भी उल्लंघन होता है तो one can easily go to directly to the Supreme Court and he or she will be heard. All citizens of India should be treated equally and extended equal protection of law without any discrimination or based on the again caste, creed, birth, religion, sex, and etc. Equality of opportunities implies that regardless of the socio-economic situations into which one is born, he or she will have the same chances as everybody else to develop her talents and choose means of livelihood. He or she is allowed to choose any profession. One can go to any state, but they will be the citizens of India. In the preamble, generally this is the beauty of the preamble, this is the beauty of the constitution. As you all know, we have the largest written constitution of the world. इतना बड़ा और इतना डिटेल्ड में कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन किसी का भी नहीं है. एंड देयर आर मैनी थिंग्स विच वी हैव obtained, taken from many countries, and the best things which other countries were following, we have taken those things and we have worked, modified, and then only we have constituted this constitution and we are following it. The committee took almost 2 years, 11 months, जो उन्होंने इतना समय लगा के, because being a diversity country, इतनी population, अलग अलग religions के लोग, अलग अलग सोशियो इकोनॉमिक एथनिसिटी ग्रुप्स, इन चीज़ों को, इन सभी को एक सूत्र में बांधने के लिए कुछ रिक्वायरमेंट थी. एंड दैट वाज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, एंड विच हैज़, एंड ओवर द टाइम्स, ओवर द ईयर्स, it has binded all the people, all the groups in one thread. Fraternity, dignity, and unity and integrity. There was a need for the harmonious coexistence among various religions, linguistic, culture and economic groups, inclusion of phrases like dignity of individuals, fraternity, bhaichara among people and unity and integrity of the nation in the preamble highlight such a need. As I mentioned earlier, generally इन सारी चीज़ों को, सबके विचारों को, सबकी एक सीमाओं को, सबके डिसीजंस को एक प्लेटफॉर्म पे रखने के लिए इन चीज़ों की रिक्वायरमेंट थी और इसी की वजह से हमने ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाया गया और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का फॉलो किया गया. तो आई होप आपको ये चीज़ें बेसिक. टुडे आई हैव जस्ट गिवन यू अ ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन, ब्रीफ आइडिया ऑफ द प्रीएम्बल एंड जनरली इसमें जो भी वर्ड्स हैं, जो भी डेफिनेशंस हैं, उससे यू कैन गेट एन आइडिया कि जनरली इस important टॉपिक्स, important वर्ड्स क्या होते हैं. एंड यू हैव टू फोकस ऑन दोज ओनली बिकॉज यूपीएससी, अगेन आई एम मेंशनिंग, यूपीएससी का जो पैटर्न होता है, दे फोकस ऑन important वर्ड्स. important किसी भी वर्ड का मीनिंग आ जाएगा एंड where it is written, it's written in the preamble and it's written in the constitution. So whenever you are studying polity, please be assured आपको हर एक वर्ड पे बार बार ध्यान देना है. एंड आई विल बी एक्सप्लेनिंग द कंप्लीट पॉलिटी एंड आई विल बी टेकिंग द पॉलिटी क्लासेस फॉर योर बेटर अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड एसिमिलेशन. आपको बड़े आसान तरीके से और एक इस तरीके से आपको पॉलिटी पढ़ाई जाएगी, समझाई जाएगी और आपको कोई भी प्रॉब्लम, कोई भी क्वेरी आती है, यू कैन डायरेक्टली कॉन्टैक्ट मी ऑन माई नंबर, दैट इज़ 7027020454. दिस ऐप हमारा वहाँ पे डिटेल्ड हमारी क्लासेज है वो ऑलरेडी मैंशन 23 अक्टूबर से स्टार्ट हो चुकी है. हमारा मैथ्स, फिजिक्स, बायो, जीएस, इंग्लिश, हर सब्जेक्ट की क्लास डेली 8:30 to 1:30 होती हैं, लाइव क्लासेस. एंड दीज आर बीइंग अपलोडेड ऑन द आईसीएस के एनडीए में ऐप. सो यू कैन विजिट द ऐप, you can click on the link given below and you can download it and you can get the complete course. For any query, as I already mentioned, you can contact me on this number. For any offline classes or any SSB guidance, you can also contact me on this number. So thank you very much friends. Have a good day. Keep studying hard और आपका लक्ष्य होना चाहिए NDA 1 2025. ये एग्ज़ाम आपका 13 अप्रैल को होगा, दैट इज़ सेकेंड सैटरडे ऑफ अप्रैल. 2 एग्ज़ाम्स होते हैं, वो वीडियो मैं ऑलरेडी लगा चुका हूँ, क्या क्या एग्ज़ाम्स का पैटर्न होता है, कौन कौन से सब्जेक्ट्स आते हैं. सो प्लीज़ डोंट वेस्ट एनी टाइम, मन लगा के पढ़िएगा. ऑल द बेस्ट. जय हिंद.